Hello everybody, it's Frankie Day here. Okay guys, it's Saturday, Devil Future Day. I've got two videos I'm going to post this evening. First one is a project I'm finishing up on, which is this topic of this video. And I have an update video of my personal build of the Airfix 124 scale Focke-Wulf 1W190. And that'll be coming up right after this here video, so I have two back to back. And so far fellas, my honey-do list has all been complete and everything's all done. Got off work, buttoned down and started doing some heavy-duty building, and we'll take the rest of the week, before we resume back to work. Okay guys, the topic for this video is a Victory ship model. It's 1/16 scale. It's produced by the BlueJacket Shipcrafters company. I've had this kit since 1950, 51, 1952, somewhere around there. I think my father got that for me for a Christmas present. I think it cost 25 bucks back then, and now they're about $300, $400, $500 now, somewhere in that neighborhood. So, anybody out there is pretty familiar with BlueJacket Shipcrafters. They're the oldest model ship company in the world today. They started out in 1905, still going strong, although they went through a few management programs. But these BlueJacket kits, they give you somewhat of a pre-carved hull, but you got to use templates from the hull sections to be able to duplicate the quiet curvature and the perimeter of the hull, the shaping of the hull. Because they're a great help, folks, using templates. So don't shy away from those if you're ever going to use templates. They're a must, especially building these things right here. And the model leaves a lot of scratch building on it, so 50% of it's kit and 50% of it's scratch building. And she's wearing the colors of the Moore McCormick lines out of San Francisco. She's a pre-war Victory ship. Victory ships, folks, introduction to the Victory ship came out late in World War II. It came out around 1944. And it was supposed to be the successor to the emergency cargo ship Liberty ship. And therefore, they superseded the Liberty ship immensely by construction, speed, cargo capacity, and a lot of features too. It's a lot more bigger than the Victory ship, Liberty ship is. The Liberty ship is 441 feet, and the Victory ship is 459 feet. A lot of these Victory ships were converted to APAs, such as the Haskell class, like the Montrose and the rest of these Sarasota and the rest of these APAs used back in World War II, which hauled troops and landing craft equipment. So these Liberty ships are very quite favorable hulls for all kinds of needs: cargo, ballistics, mostly geographical technical research vessels, or just a regular old cargo ship. The Victory ship was probably the last of the Maritime Commission hulls that were released during the time till the event of container ships, which actually rendered all merchantmen of this class obsolete. Okay, guys, if the camera's really friendly, we'll switch over and take a look at the Moore McFur, which is the name of this peacetime post-war merchantman. And we'll swing over here, folks. You can see her top, my Lady Susan. She's about 30 inches long. All wood, paper, sheet styrene, you name it. Zoom in a little closer, folks. You can see a little bit of it there. There it is. It's in particulars from stem to stern. And of course, the bow comes there, and got your bilge keels here, and stern sections here. You can see the fidelity detail. We'll zoom in a little bit, guys. You can see pretty much the detail I put in this thing. This is more or less just a hunk of wood, folks, when I got it out of the box. This kit was a very difficult kit to build, and it's still not done yet, folks. As we switch aft right here, I've got the after deck house right here. It comes off. and it's got to be veneered with sheet styrene or cardstock. And I got to drill 2 pilot holes in the center holes for alignment pins that I can hook up to. And of course it comes off here too, my after king post. It's not in yet, not glued in yet. It's just merely there at the top of the after deck house right there, just for display. And it's got to be rigged up just like these right here as a finished ship. Forward. Those king posts are all rigged up, folks, just like the real ones. You got your foot ropes on there, which is the top of the cross trees, and you got your lookout. You got your lookout point right here. Crow's nest. You got your foot ropes. This is rigged as a Burton system, which is forward stay. And that king post being rigged to as well. And you got your superstructure forward. It's pretty well rigged up, folks, like it's supposed to. And it's almost done. I maybe got a good month on it to be all done. I'm gonna put it in a glass case and get done with it. I got this down from below, folks, from the basement. My motion locker, I call it. And that's pretty well detailed, folks, as you can see. And these Victory ships are very beautiful ships. They're no more than just a cargo merchantman, cargo ship. That's all they were. And they had their wealth of duties, what they were designed for. Anyway, folks, these Victory ships, like I said, they came out late in the war, and they were just used. That they weren't used too much because only 500 such examples were launched and built, and a lot of them were sold throughout the world, and they're used as their roles as they're designed for, such as cargo, and also civilian, in the civilian merchant marine, or more or less MST, as Military Sea Transportation Service. They more or less use them as a geographical technical research vessels, and those technical research vessels are used for electronics and a lot of top secrecy and cosmic clearances and everything involved in that kind of field, especially a vessel like the Victory ship. And the Navy used them a lot too, as more or less for that source too, like the USS Liberty that was sunk, attacked back in 1965 by the Israel Air Force. I was over in Westpac when that happened. They mistaken our ship for another vessel, although the pilots didn't have any identification booklets to let them know what kind of ship this is, or probably never even communicated. But it was attacked as a naval vessel. She was one of the first that actually was attacked by a foreign power since World War II hostilities came to an end. And a lot of them were virtually just used more or less for cargo operations only, folks. And like I say, with the advent of the container ships, without no need of cargo booms, derricks, they more or less use them as container ships. And these are actually stricken from the Maritime Commission and obsolete, gone, done with. And it's just a waste of 500 examples that actually prove themselves as they were designed for. So this is much improved re-edition of the Liberty ship, her success, Liberty ship's successor, and a lot of these examples were used throughout the world. And probably a lot of you fellas has probably seen it in horror movies. And they're a beautiful ship, guys. No mistake about it. They were built pretty fast, just like delivery ships were built. The Emergency Fleet Corporation, they incorporated these emergency cargo ships. This is the VC-2, which is the Victory Cargo Vessel number 2. The VC-1 is the Liberty ship. And so the Maritime Commission, they acquired a lot of hulls for the Navy. And I had 3 duty stations I was on that were all maritime commissioned. But like I say, one was a livery ship. The other one was a hull ASD 383 hull, which is used cargo transports for personnel. And also one of these. The one I was on station there just more or less. It was a temporary duty station until I got my orders to go to the USS Ashtabula, AO 51. I think it was the Georgetown. That was the name of the vessel, USS Georgetown. She was actually used as a machinery repair ship. She was stationed in Antoy Bay, right off Da Nang in Vietnam on the coast. And so I was more or less laid up there for about a couple of weeks on this ship here until I received orders to get aboard the Ashtabula. She was on the way from San Diego. And as soon as she pulled in Antoy, they sent a mite boat and picked me up from this here ship and transported me to a duty station. I was the 1st Division. Henceforth, fellas, this kit is not made for the amateur mind or the novice, politely said, because there's a lot of plans. You got to read and look at the plans, folks. There's a lot of, you got to understand the plans real good to build these things. And without the plans, this thing could not be possibly built at the stage it is now. And there's a lot of shaping, a lot of sanding, a lot of filing, a lot of fitting, a lot of filling, and a lot of everything. So this thing's like Rome. It wasn't built in one day. And it weighs about 23 pounds. I weighed it. Solid basswood hull. Like I say, most pre-hull kits come in pre-shaped pretty much, folks, but there's a lot of in particulars that need to be carved out more by using a template. So I highly recommend using templates in your plans. That way you can be able to mark your hull stations on your wood using a fine ruler and a pencil. And you can use your templates up against the tech lines you made on the hull and see if they correspond with the plans, with the templates. And once they're correspond with the templates, your ship is fully carved. It took me about 2 months to get this hull done on it. It's all dove gray with a red oxide waterline. And it's one of a kind model, folks. No mistake about it. I think I'm about the only dude who's got one of these. And so anybody interested in getting one of these kits, go to www.BlueJacketsShipcrafters.com. And I'd like to warn you, they're expensive, folks. I just did some research on this ship. I paid $25 for this. My father actually did back in 1952 when I got this. And the $25 back in 1952 is probably equivalent to probably over $100 today. And so it's a lot of money back then. It was hard to get too. So that was my Santa Claus present from my father. And I built this off and on since from 1952 up to now. So I want to get this thing done, give it a dust cover, and get all these builds I got started, get them all done. And that'll be that. Okay, folks, this completes the VC-2 Liberty ship. More McCormick lines. The McAfee. More McAfee. That was the name. It's a strange name. That's how they named the ship. So using the steamship lines with the name in it. All the windlasses are on place right there. You got your topping stops on there using your chain. You got your vane guides all rigged up all the way from your gypsy head to your fair lead, snatch blocks seized off on on a bit, and you work 2 booms at a time with a Burton system, folks. Instead of using fore and stay rigging, this is for port and starboard stay, which is known as the Burton system. Okay, folks, we'll zoom right out, get right back to yours truly here. Okay, gang. That'll be that, folks. So that's going to be my victory build I'm working on right now. So I should probably have her done. And so stay tuned for the FW190, my personal build. And so far it's in the stage of being, it's all primed, ready for pre-shading in its original colors. And the weather is very well. I'll be able to have it done next week. I'm going to something else. While I'm working on my victory, I'll probably be working on my Denmark too, probably by tomorrow. I'll get that whole done, get that thing planked, ready to go, and make a video of that too. And I'm going to hop on to Arizona and get the Arizona going. I'm promising my good friend, Mr. Gary Brinker, out of Cincinnati Way, about 45 miles away from my home. And I've been promising him I'll be getting back on it again, so I can live up to my promises, folks. Although I'm a very busy man for my age, I keep myself as active as I can. I got news for you, folks. These models are the best shot in the ass I've ever had in my whole life. They keep me young, keep me going, and they're healthy, educational, and they serve their own weight in gold too. Okay, guys, so stay tuned for the FW90 Airfix 124 update. And it's time for you to sign up right now and get this thing uploaded so I can make preparations for that video. And we'll catch you guys on the next video. So stay tuned for the update of my Airfix 124 Focke-Wulf. And I'd like to thank everybody again for tuning in. May God bless. I love you guys very much. You guys are great fellas. And keep Mama happy. Always. And happy Mama. Please subscribe. We'll catch you guys next video. So stay tuned, boys. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks, fellas.